It's a new year, a new season, and we are underway.
Really dominating fashion here today is going to win.
4 for the final time.
Win number 1 on the season, only just barely.
He is going to win here at the Nazareth Speedway.
Wins the Emerson Electric 100K.
Gonna be Igor Barretto's gonna eke it out.
Cup Series champion is Shane Lake in the number 15.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
After that wild race we had at the Armory Digital Super Speedway 2 weeks ago, these drivers needed a break after that. And they are glad they're not at a super speedway this week. We're at a short track instead here at the Richmond Raceway in Richmond, Virginia. This is the Camping World 250 in Season 6 of the NOFSRL Turkey Hill National Series. Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 9 in season number 6 of the NOFSRL Turkey Hill National Series. We are here at the Richmond Raceway for 50 laps of action around this 3/4 of a mile oval in Richmond, Virginia. And it is going to be a fun race here tonight, and not fun in the way that it was 2 weeks ago at Armory Digital. I'm joined alongside Derek Helm for the call of this race, and he just saw that about 10 minutes ago. Joey Hightower is going to have a target on his back here tonight for this one. How are these guys going to race him knowing what he did 2 weeks ago in that Armory Digital race?
I love how you mentioned this is not a it's not a super speedway, but this track seems to think it's super speedway because people can go 3 or 4 wide here and make it stick somehow. Hightower is going to have a massive target on his back after that debacle at Armory Digital. For him, if I was him, I'd be steering clear of almost everybody on track, if at all possible.
Problem for him, he starts midway through the field in that 25, so he's going to be around a lot of people here tonight. Of course, he won a race already this season at Las Vegas, but he lost all that merit last week when he LePaged the field, essentially. Or as, you know, Matt said that it was kind of like a Dustin Davis moment, but Dustin Davis didn't actually wreck anybody in last year's Body Armor Cup Series Daytona 500. Joey Hightower just cleared the field, so he's the new Dustin Davis. So Dustin Davis can actually breathe easy. He's not going to be the target in this race here tonight. But either way, should be fun. We're not going to expect too much passing in this race. It's not going to be a lot like it was when we went to Armory Digital, but it's still going to happen, I do believe, up front for this race, and we're going to have a cycle of pit stops as well, a 40-lap fuel window here in this one, so a lot can happen in this event, in these 50 laps here for the Turkey Hill National Series. Of course, a lot happened at Armory Digital to shake up the points. Joshua Harrison, your points leader, 214 points towards the championship. Christian Vargas is 6 points behind. BB Ruiz is 9 points behind. Dennis Stryker is 11 points behind. And Landon Smith Jr. Mitchell Collins, who starts on the pole for this race, both 13 points behind coming into this, the 9th race of the season. We'll get these guys to roll off here from the Richmond Raceway. And Mitchell Collins, like I mentioned, starting on the pole position in the number 27 for Logan Sport. Alongside him, it's Aiden McCrow in the number 28. Row number 2 sees Audra Baranauskas to the inside of Braden Perez. John Andrews, who has already won a cup race this year, to the inside of Colin Teague. Marty Johnson going for his 2nd win of the season to the inside of Stephen Colon. And then Trey Bartu, who didn't have the best of runs at Armory Digital, was actually up front and could have had a shot at winning that race. Ended up blowing an engine coming to the last restart. He's looking to rebound in the points after he lost quite a bit of ground last time out to the inside of Ben Glorich there in row number 5. Well, Derek, who do you think is going to go to victory lane here tonight in Richmond? A lot of strong drivers starting up front in this Camping World 250.
Well, I mean, I'd hate to say it, but Mitchell Collins there. He started on pole. That is literally the best place you can be at any track, specifically short tracks, because lacking the passing, and if you can get out to a lead, you are gone if dealers just have to try to chase you down, but they usually can't.
And Mitchell Collins has had a very solid season as well. And then number 27 has been very consistent, looking for his first win of the season here in the Turkey Hill National Series. Here we go. Pace car is pulled off. We're green flag racing in the Marco Simonis race at Richmond. Mitchell Collins leads lap 1. Bonus point towards the championship for him right there. Battle on for second. John Andrews to the inside of Audra Baranowskis. You got Marty Johnson moving up here as well. And if Trey Bartow joins us top 5, that is a loaded top 5 here at Richmond. All these guys have been in at least one season. Actually, I don't think Baranowskis has been in a season of Turkey Hill before, but all these guys have a lot of experience who are running in the top 5 right now. Collins continues to lead. Here comes Johnson for second on John Andrews.
I was about to say before we mentioned that, Matt Crow did not get a very good first lap. He dropped like a rock down to about 6th or 7th place, looks like. But look at that. Marty Johnson about to go the inside for second on John Andrews. Look at that.
Yeah, Marty's looking very sporty in this body armor Team Velocistar machine. And so is Trey Bartow. Bartow to the inside of Baranowskis for 4th. And he's got Andrew Williams, the Auto Club winner, right behind him. Shuffling going on back in there. Bartow slid up a little bit on Baranowskis, and Baranowskis may be able to clear the 54. They're going to go 3 wide as Andrew Williams forces the issue on Bartow and Baranowskis, and he's going to slide up into the 54 just a little bit. Some great stuff going on here for the 5th position. Or actually, should I say, this is for the 4th position here at Richmond.
That's getting a little too racy. A little bit of slight contact between the 54 and the 12 there. That's a little bit scary at this track because if you go up a little bit, you're hitting the wall immediately. Looks like they're going to sort that out there.
Bartow, thankfully, will sort it out there with Baranowskis. Meanwhile, up front, Marty Johnson trying to close in on Mitchell Collins. You want to get to the lead early because about 11, 12 laps into the run, these guys tend to pull away here at Richmond. But Marty Johnson, John Andrews, they are closing on Mitchell Collins, and Collins slid up just a little bit right there.
Caution out.
And now the red light's on for some reason, and I've been seeing that too, but the caution isn't out for some reason. I don't know why nothing's going on track, so that's why the caution isn't out. But there is a red light on there for some reason, and it just stays on, so that throws us off a little bit. Hey, for second, John Andrews on Marty Johnson. Andrews coming in, and Andrew Williams also coming in as well with Colin Teague now in the 5th position. A lot of battling going on behind Mitchell Collins, but so far Collins has led every lap in this Camping World 250.
Looks like that 0.7 machine for Logan Sport there is pretty stout. They brought a good car here, but they're getting caught by John Andrews at number 11 machine.
Yeah, John Andrews is a solid driver. I mean, all these guys in the top 3 have a lot of experience on Napa Fan. I think Mitchell Collins has the least amount of experience of the 3, but he's won in this series before, so has Marty Johnson, and I don't know if John Andrews has ever won in this series before, but he's won in Cup a couple of times, so they're all solid drivers. Andrew Williams as well, Mitchell Collins' teammate up here, and they're all starting to close in here for the top 5. And Johnson, again, looking to cross back over on John Andrews. He may get a run on right here, but not going to quite get it yet. Moving through the back here, Ashlyn Boyd with a solid run there. Pacific Racing did not have a good Armory Digital race, but they're looking to rebound a little bit here. RJ Bishop inside the top 10. Baranowskis has fallen all the way back to 9th, and outside pole sitter Aiden McCrow in 10th. Here's our last winner. Dennis Stryker is looking to take the points lead away from Joshua Harrison. He's so far ahead of all the guys who are ahead of him in points, and that's a good opportunity for him to possibly take that points lead as Luke Rainey almost got sent around by Daniel Bouchard. Getting a little edgy right there to the middle of the pack.
That was really close. I don't know how Rainey was able to save that. He was on that thing.
And Bouchard, once again, he's all over the 21 machine midway through the field right here. Joey Hightower's moved up to 14th. Definitely looking to rebound after what he did 2 weeks ago at Armory Digital. Doing a nice job of that so far. And Bouchard's going to bring Ben Crouch with him to the inside of Luke Rainey. Go back to the race lead. And John Andrews got to the back bumper, but now Marty Johnson is back around the 11 machine for second. If they keep on battling for second like this, Collins is going to pull away with this thing. Ashlyn Boyd to the inside of Trey Bartow. That is for the 6th position here at Richmond.
Sorry to interrupt you here, but look at that. Andrew Williams is about to get to the inside. Okay, I did say the right name. Andrew Williams about to get the inside there of
John Andrews.
Yeah, him. Sorry.
Andrews and Andrew. Andrew Williams unable to get that inside lane to work. The tire wear is starting to come into play a little bit here at the Richmond Raceway, and we'll see that in tomorrow night's race as well. But something that Matt was noticing and testing was, once they kind of got, later on in the run, the tire wear definitely started to kick in. Guys seem to be able to close in a little bit better. Collins went up the racetrack again right there. That might open the door for Cole. We got a spinner right there, but no caution. Must have been at the back of the field while nobody was coming in. That's Braden Perez in the 24, who has gone around. Tough break for him. Meanwhile, Marty Johnson's all over the back bumper of Mitchell Collins for this race lead. Oh, yeah, look at this. That 53 is going to have a run here. Oh, and Braden Perez just hit the attenuator. He pulled a Christopher Alphaby. I don't think the caution came out for it, as we got a battle for the race lead. Marty Johnson to the inside of Mitchell Collins for the race lead on lap 16. Wow, not entirely sure how Braden Perez pulled that off, but tough break for him. And a couple guys in the back may have gotten caught up in something as well. We got Isaac Nichols and Declan Wellington Turner. But for the lead, Marty Johnson has taken it away from Mitchell Collins. John Andrews is right up here as well in the 11. And it's a three-car battle for the race lead here at Richmond.
I'm trying to gather myself here after seeing that whole incident. But Marty Johnson to the lead with John Andrews.
Oh, and around, almost around. Andrew Williams off the front bumper of Colin Teague. These guys are a little antsy tonight here.
They're probably as confused as we are up here, to be honest.
Of course, they had, what, a week off. You know, they've been itching to get back to the racetrack here, and they are definitely showing it here. Dan Park coming down the pit lane. This could be a little bit of strategy play, as almost got 3 wide back in here. RJ Bishop, Trey Bartow, Ashlyn Boyd as well. They're all shuffling around for that position. Colin Teague's getting around Mitchell Collins. Collins falling all the way back now into the 5th position, as now we got a lap car. Declan Wellington Turner coming on the racetrack. He could get in the way of Marty Johnson and John Andrews. Andrews, on the other hand, is closing in on the 53 for the race lead, and he may take it away here soon.
Wellington Turner needs to realize they're battling for a position right there. And when they get to him, he needs to go to the opposite side of the track they are.
Don't pull a Joey Hightower.
Exactly.
You know, we don't need 2 of them out there. John Andrews looking to close in here on the 53, and Marty Johnson still quite not there. Not quite there, I should say. Oh, and Andrew Williams just blew up.
Problems.
Oh, and I don't know if he's going to be able to get to the apron. Colin Teague's going to lose a ton of momentum because he got stuck right behind the 17. Andrew Williams was running in the 3rd position at the time, and now his shot at winning this race is going to end right there. I don't know if this is going to bring out a yellow or not. Very small apron here at the Richmond Raceway, and if he stops it, he may trigger the yellow, but it looks like he will be able to get around. Such a heartbreaker there for the 11 machine. Ashlyn Boyd is now up to 3rd with Mitchell Collins in 4th and RJ Bishop in 5th. The battle for the lead is still between Marty Johnson and John Andrews.
Ooh, that 66 car. Johnson's getting Mike. Oh, he's going to go to the inside there. 66.
Couldn't quite get it right there. Here comes John Andrews. He's going to close in quite a bit as Johnson got the door shut on by Wellington Turner. This 11 is right here for this race lead, and these are 2 guys who've been racing for a very long time on Epiphan. They are both experienced veterans, both looking for a race victory here tonight at Richmond.
Come on, man. 66, move out the way. Oh, man.
I will say, he has come down the pit lane. He may have fresher tires than these guys. He currently sits 2 laps down. Obviously, we saw what happened to Braden Perez. Dan Park had an issue. He's 4 laps down. Isaac Nichols also came down the pit lane. Elijah Gordon has come down the pit lane. They're both 2 laps down. And of course, we saw what happened to Andrew Williams. He's out of the race in the 17 machine. 34 guys still on the lead lap here. As next time by, we will be halfway through the Camping World 250, and we still have a cycle of pit stops to go through the leaders here as well. So this race is far from over. It has been an intense one here around this Richmond Raceway.
Exactly. I keep on getting messed up by the red pit light being on, but we are still clean and green, I assume.
Well, not really clean, but we are still green, so John Andrews really powered it down that time on Marty Johnson, and Wellington Turner is now pulling away from these guys, so I don't think the 66 will be an issue for our race leaders. But John Andrews trying to find some speed on this 53. He's going to have an opportunity right here, right to the back bumper of Marty Johnson, and to the inside for the race lead on lap 27. John Andrews going to take it away from Marty Johnson. They're side by side off of turn number 2. They're going to remain side by side down the backstretch.
Wasn't quite able to clear Johnson there. Johnson might be able to get a run through 3 and 4 on the outside lane, but I don't think he will. Andrews making that thing turn on that inside lane. These tires are starting to come in a little bit for that man.
They definitely are. John Andrews won the bracket challenge. Got a full year of Discord Nitro for picking Baylor to win the national championship. He's happy about that. He'd love to win this race, but even more happy about that. Be his second win of the year on Napa if he could pull it off. Like I mentioned, one in the Cup Series, one in Las Vegas over in the Cup Series in the hot seat, but looking for his first win in the National Series this season. But Marty Johnson is not going to let him have it easy. That 53 is right back on the back bumper of John Andrews for this race lead. And Ashland Boyd is coming in as well in this 65. Do not count out him. The winner at Daytona looking for his second win of the season here in the National Series.
We do not mention the bracket challenge.
Sorry.
Back to the topic there.
Hey, you beat me in that, all right? I mean...
I was second the whole time until Sweet 16. Back to the topic at hand here. John Andrews getting a little bit of a lead out on Marty Kayla, and then you got Ashland Boyd in that. What number is that?
65 right there.
Yeah. 65. He's closing in on Marty there. Looks like that car has a little bit of speed.
And it's going to be very interesting to see how it all translates once these guys come down the pit lane for pit stops, because they're all within a second of each other. So what they do on the pit lane is going to really determine how well they finish in this race. And yeah, these guys also who are in contention: Mitchell Collins, R.J. Bishop. Bartow is 2 seconds behind, and Audrey Baranowski's right behind Bartow. McCrow still with a shot. Colin Teague got slowed up there by Andrew Williams, and then Dennis Stryker looking for a second straight win. He's currently running in the 10th position. Hightower in 12th, a lot better of a run for him tonight than it was a couple weeks ago. Just put it that way. But John Andrews pacing this field right now, and we are about, I'd say, 7 to 9 laps away from green flag pit stops here at Richmond. Hopefully they'll be able to get through this pit stops cleanly. You're definitely seeing the difference now that fresh tires makes. Declan Wellington turning in the 66. Now Wellington should not have to come back down again. So watch out for that 66 to possibly gain a bit of an advantage on these guys. He's been on these fresh tires a lot longer than these guys and has been gaining some time. He's 2 laps down. Same with Nichols. Same with Elijah Gordon ahead of him. Elijah Gordon in the 35 machine actually has a little bit of damage, but he's essentially the leader of those guys who has already made a stop in this race. So I don't know if he's going to have enough to get to the leaders once it all cycles through. However, keep an eye on those guys. They could surprise us later on down the road here tonight. But John Andrews continuing to hold on. Third different leader of this race. Mitchell Collins led the first few laps, and then Marty Johnson took the lead away, and then Andrews came and took it away from Johnson. So 2 lead changes in this race on the short track. That's always a good day when you got some natural lead changes, especially at a place like Richmond. It's been a solid race so far, and next time by, it's only 15 laps to go in the Camping World 250.
You mentioned we're nearing pit stops here. We seen earlier at the 24, you did the Christopher Applebee's thing by hitting the barrels there at the end of pit road wall. We really need to hope that doesn't happen under green flag pit stops.
Absolutely. That's the second time we've had that happen on AppFam this season, and it's not brought out a caution. Of course, the other place that happened was Phoenix, and if there's any other place that's similar to this, it is Phoenix. But the Turkey Hill National Series didn't go to Phoenix. They went to Willow Springs that weekend, so it's kind of their first time on a flat short track style-like track. I don't know. I mean, Phoenix is kind of a short track, but Phoenix and Richmond are actually very similar to each other when you think about it. And these guys, you know, they haven't been on a track like this yet this season, but they've put on a good show, no doubt about it. These guys are going to be coming down very soon. Boyd would love to get around Marty Johnson before the cycle begins here. Like I mentioned, they did not have a good run at Armory Digital. That whole team, they all wrecked out. Early on, it was 2 of their guys. I think it was Boyd and Farley who actually wrecked each other in that first wreck. And then, of course, the other guy, Christian Vargas, actually had a pretty solid run. He didn't get involved in the accident, I don't think, but was not a good day for the home team at Armory Digital. They're definitely rebounding nicely with Ashland Boyd here in 3rd. It's going to be very soon when these guys come down the pit lane. John Andrews in the 11 machine is going to lead the field. So Johnson's going to take the lead back away. Andrews shortcutting here. No one else coming down this time around. So Andrews trying to get those fresher tires and get out and get the advantage on the field. Meanwhile, Marty Johnson is the race leader. I think not only that, I think he's going to be at a bit of an advantage because no one else came down with him. He's not going to really have to contend with a busy pit lane. So that was a smart move out of John Andrews. He just has to hope that the caution does not come out during this cycle. We've gone caution-free so far here tonight. And with that, it has gone by very fast. Boyd's going to stay out. He's going to lead a lap right there. We got some 3 wide here with McCrow, Stryker, and Teague. Ooh, that's a little edgy right there into the corner. We don't need a caution here during this cycle. And we're going to get one, Colin Teague. Or will we? I don't think we will. They kept it straight. They kept it straight. Green flag is still out. Man, Colin Teague, one thing after another in this race for that 89 team. Somehow they avoid another yellow. We should have had, like, I don't know, 3 yellows in this race, and we didn't get one of them. There's Marty in the number 53 machine.
Is there something
and
wrong
there's
with them?
something wrong in that 53. There's definitely an issue. So Marty's shot at winning this race is going to end right there. Not entirely sure what happened to him. There's Ashland Boyd in the 65.
Marty just left the pit stop. That's been a penalty on that 53 machine.
It could have been.
Or something.
It's a tough break there for Marty Johnson. A shot at winning this race. It's going to go down the drain right there. McShane with an issue in the 77.
This might bring out the caution we were talking about.
She's on the apron. Will she teleport back in time? She will. And the green flag is, in fact, still out. And let me be honest with you guys. The cautions are, in fact, turned on for this race.
I can't confirm.
Here's the battle for the lead. Ashland Boyd has gotten out front. I don't know what happened to John Andrews. He got shuffled out of line. He must have had a slow stop. He's now down in 11th. But the race leader is Ashland Boyd. Isaac Nichols is a lap down. Mitchell Collins is second. Ben Crouch is third. Then Audra Baranowskis and Daniel Bouchard. And now the 65 is going to get stuck on the outside. And Collins is coming back in the 27 for the race lead.
Yeah, this has been hectic. We're coming down to 7 to go. We're going to have a battle for a lead. This is going to be a good last few laps.
I'm wondering if Boyd may have taken 2 tires and Andrews took 4, because Andrews is slicing through this field right now in this 11 machine to the inside of Roberto Crown Jr. for 6. I just don't think he's going to have enough time. Will Boyd be able to hold these guys off? That's the big question. Gonna be 6 to go next time by for the Pacific Racing driver looking for his 2nd win of the season. Came down 3rd, he stayed a little bit longer, went 2 tires, got the advantage on the field, but Collins and Crouch are trying to close back in on the race lead.
Here's the thing with that, Boyd has a little bit of draft off of Stewie there in that 37 machine, or excuse me, Stewie Grattan.
Other Aussie guy, Isaac Nichols.
Close enough.
He may actually get back around him here, and if he can put him in between Boyd and Collins, that's going to be huge for Boyd to possibly win this race.
As you mentioned, he would be the first multi-time winner in the series this season. After winning back at Daytona.
He'd be the first multi-time winner in either series. Of course, he's also won a Cup race this season, won the Auto Club Cup race in the hot seat. But if Boyd can win here tonight to be the first driver in both the Turkey Hill National and Cup Series to win multiple races in the same series. John Andrews on Baranowskis for 4th. Andrews is coming, but I just don't know if he's going to have enough time. He's got 4 tires. These top 3, they all have 2. But next time by, it's only 3 laps to go here at Richmond.
Andrews ain't catching him.
Ben Crouch to the inside of Mitchell Collins. That is for 2nd. They may open the door for a 2-for-1 in John Andrews. We'll have to see. He's closing in on these guys. It's going to be close, but I just don't know if he's going to have enough time. If Nichols gets back around Ashland Boyd, John Andrews may have a shot. But it's 2 to go next time for Ashland Boyd and Pacific Racing.
I would say something here, but I don't want the commentary jinx to come on full force. But I think it's time for everyone else calling the dogs, put out the fire. Ashland Boyd has this race in the bag.
Oh, boy! Oh!
No, nearly up and over!
Ben Crouch and Mitchell Collins getting caught up in that one, and that will finally be our caution. I don't know what was going on with McShane. Ashland Boyd is going to win the race here at Richmond a lap early. Wow.
What was that 77 car thinking?
That's 2 weeks in a row. Mitchell Collins and who else was it?
I think
Ben Crouch. Yeah, they're going to lose a ton of ground. And Boyd almost got caught up in that one. But thankfully for him, he did not. And the strategy is going to play out for Ashland Boyd. Took 2 tires while Andrews took 4. Ashland Boyd is going to surprise us all and win the Camping World 250 at Richmond. 2nd win of the season. First driver to win multiple races in Season 6. And he's going to get it done here in this wild but entertaining as heck race at the Richmond Raceway. Wow.
I have no words to say after that finish.
Mitchell Collins and Ben Crouch are going to have a few words. I know that much. We'll export it here just so we don't lose it. Obviously, we've been having a few issues with that lately. We don't want to have another one with this great event that we just had. We're all good to go. Race is official. Ashlyn Boyd, your race winner with John Enders, Daniel Bouchard, Roberto Crown Jr., and Audra Baranowskis, the top 5. The good thing is Ashlyn Boyd was going to win that race anyway if that didn't happen. But, yeah, there was something wrong with Priya McShane. We saw her essentially stop on the apron. She was able to get back around to the pit lane, and she still had some sort of an issue in that 77 machine, and they couldn't avoid her there. Mitchell Collins is going to end up finishing. They got back around to 11th and 13th. So it's not going to end too bad for them. That could have been a lot worse, but they lost a lot of positions there. And the guys like John Enders, Daniel Bouchard, Roberto Crown Jr., Audra Baranowskis, I don't even know where they came from. They definitely benefited from that. Marty Johnson was a dominant factor in this race. He finished in the 32nd position. The tough break for him right there. And Colin Teague was another guy who was up front who ended up getting caught up, got stuck behind Andrew Williams when his clutch went bad, and then got caught up in a wreck when they were coming down the pit lane. But he kept on going. No caution came out for him. That race was all over the place. We should have had 4 cautions in this race, but we only had 1, and thankfully it really didn't affect anything. It affected Collins and Crouch, but outside of that, it really didn't affect anything. And Ashlyn Boyd, 3rd win of the season on Epiphan. He's en route to be the winningest driver of 2021 on this channel. But man, final thoughts on that one, Derek, before we review the accident here at the Richmond Raceway.
Well, I can describe this with one word. Barn burner. That's all I have to say.
That was a good Richmond race. Let's put it that way. I don't know what we're going to see tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon, I should say. We're going under the sunshine tomorrow for the Norfolk Southern 400. But if you like that race, tune in tomorrow at noon Eastern Time for the NOFSRL Cup Series from Richmond. It's going to be good. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring up the caution and end the race a lap early here in the Camping World 250. Well, you're going to see right here, McShane had some sort of an issue. And Ashlyn Boyd, thankfully for him, he avoided it. It's actually the lap car of Isaac Nichols who runs into the back of McShane and then nowhere to go for Ben Crouch or Mitchell Collins. It almost sent Nichols upside down. Thankfully, most of these guys were able to avoid, but after all we saw in this race, this is what brought out the caution. My goodness.
Chaotic way.
Yeah.
It's a chaotic race.
Very, very chaotic race, no doubt about it. I think Hightower's going to gain a lot of ground from this one, so he's glad that he wasn't the one involved in that one. Replay that in real time.
As you can see there, Priya McShane, she practically stopped there on track. Nichols nowhere to go. Nearly goes top arse over tip basically there. And then, you know, that's all that happens. Joey Hightower just squeaked by and gave a good chunk of position to that 25 position.
Yeah, he gave a lot of positions to a lot of guys in the race. This was the battle for 3rd. Bouchard, Crown Jr., and Baranowskis. They were going for it for that 3rd position, but at the end of the day, Ashlyn Boyd pulled the strategy off. He stayed out longer than anybody else. Came out for 2 tires, jumped the field, and John Eater's going to get a close 2nd. He was up there that whole race, but close but no cigar for the number 11 machine. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. What a race here at the Richmond Raceway. Thank you guys so much for enjoying this one with us here on this Friday night. And like I said, if you enjoyed that, tune in tomorrow at noon Eastern Time. We're here for the Cup Series. The Norfolk Southern 400 should be another good one over there. Thank you guys so much for watching. On behalf of Derek Campbell, thanks for calling this race with me, man. It's been a little bit. But, hey, Ashlyn Boyd, the race winner here in the Turkey Hill National Series. We'll have to see where he stacks up in the points after 9 races. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next week from Talladega. When I thought it couldn't get any crazier. Chevy Trucks 300 next Friday afternoon at 5 p.m. Eastern Time here on AG Racing. So if you thought this race was good, wait until that one. Thank you guys so much for watching. On behalf of Derek Campbell once again, congratulations to Ashlyn Boyd, and I will see you guys later.